Hello everyone, in this video, I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Moeed Pirzada to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Moeed Pirzada's words. When we reflect on the events and situations of the past 24 hours in Pakistan, we see some troubling developments. When we learn that in Faisalabad, the Anti-Terrorism Court, or ATC, has once again given verdicts, this is not the first time. Once again, prominent leaders of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, or PTI, including Umar Ayub, a former National Assembly leader from the opposition, Shibli Faraz, former leader of opposition in the Senate, and another prominent leader, Sartaj Gill, have been sentenced to 10 years in prison. Not just them, but 56 others, including PTI workers and leaders, have also been given similar 10-year sentences in relation to the May 9th incidents. This is not the first time that such sentences have been given. On July 31st, similar sentences were pronounced. In fact, in recent days, more than 100 prominent PTI leaders and workers have been sentenced to 10 years or similar punishments. They have been declared disqualified, including prominent leader Dr. Yasmin Rashid, former Health Minister, Senator Ijaz Chaudhry, Mahmood Rashid, and former Punjab Governor Umar Sarfraz Chima. Even Punjab's opposition leader Malik Ahmad Khan Bashir has been disqualified and sentenced. This raises a question in our minds. What does this repetition of sentences mean? And what does it tell us about the state of mind of Pakistan's Field Marshal General Asim Munir? What is he trying to achieve, and what message is he sending through these sentences? This is one aspect to consider. Another troubling development that has raised concerns and, quite frankly, is rather puzzling and should not be overlooked, is the recent tweets by Salman Akram Raja, a prominent constitutional expert and PTI's former General Secretary. He stated that something has happened which he did not elaborate on, but which makes it impossible for him to continue in his position as PTI General Secretary. He sent his resignation to Imran Khan. At the same time, within the past 24 hours, Pakistani intellectual Dr. Hussain Nadeem, who resides in the United States, tweeted a very distressing message claiming that PTI leaders are waiting for some kind of tragedy or accident related to Imran Khan, which will allow them to advance their internal politics under the guise of that tragedy. What does this mean when we link it with other developments? On a slightly more positive note, regarding the relationship between India and Pakistan, India has recently suspended the Indus Waters Treaty. India has warned Pakistan diplomatically about the heavy rains in Indian Punjab and Jammu and Kashmir, which have caused a massive flood of water moving toward Pakistani Punjab through the Sutlej, Chenab and Ravi rivers. Pakistan's Foreign Office has confirmed this warning. What does this imply? I will discuss that as well. First, I would like to admit that a major problem I face is that many people merely describe situations without analysing them. For example, a popular TV anchor in Lahore, who is well liked by Maryam Nawaz and also by General Asim Munir, often describes events but does not delve deeply into their significance. However, I feel my viewers expect me to analyse events and try to explain their meanings. It's not just the people in the General Services Unit, the GSU, who get upset. Many others are also offended by this. I try to balance this. Since you want me to analyse things, I will go step by step and analyse the situations. First, let's talk about Salman Akram Raja's resignation. He tweeted twice saying that something happened which made it impossible for him to continue as PTI's General Secretary. He also mentioned that he was never a traditional politician. He said that despite attacks on him from within and outside the party, he remained committed to his cause. But now, an incident has occurred that has forced him to step down. He also stated that he will continue to defend PTI's cases without any compensation. In the past 24 to 72 hours, he has provided strong defense in the cases involving Alima Khan's sons who were detained. However, rumors are circulating that Salman Akram Raja had already sent his resignation to Imran Khan 15 days ago, but Imran Khan refused to accept it. The speculation now is whether Imran Khan will accept this resignation or if Salman Akram Raja will be compelled to continue in his position. It seems that the final decision rests with Imran Khan. There are also reports suggesting that Salman Akram Raja was appointed General Secretary due to his own request, and that Imran Khan did not choose him. According to sources in PTI, Salman Akram Raja wanted this position, and Imran Khan agreed to it. This has caused internal criticism, especially after the tragedy during PTI's Long March in November, where it was alleged that Salman Akram Raja failed to mobilize the party's workers. People felt that if Salman Akram Raja couldn't mobilize the public, then he should have taken a different role, like Secretary of Information. However, his lack of political acumen was seen as a flaw in his role. Given these circumstances, if Salman Akram Raja is feeling burnt out, as some believe, it may be difficult for Imran Khan to persuade him to continue. There is also a possibility that some pressure from the establishment could have been applied to him. Asim Munir's government could have sent a stern message to Salman Akram Raja to step down. In the next 48 to 72 hours, we will likely know more about Salman Akram Raja's situation. The pressure on him seems to be building, especially considering the situation in Pakistan, where decisions are being dictated from the top, with increasing political pressure on individuals. There is a sense of helplessness among certain leaders, as exemplified by Sohail Watu, who publicly apologized to General Sharif and others, expressing a loss of self-respect in the face of these circumstances. This really reflects a system where even the most powerful leaders feel compelled to beg for forgiveness. Now, coming back to the issue of Faisalabad's anti-terrorism court, which has sentenced Umar Ayub, Shibli Faraz, Sartaj Gul and others to 10 years in prison for their involvement in the May 9th incidents. Over 100 PTI leaders and workers have been sentenced. This, of course, raises questions about the political and judicial environment in Pakistan, particularly regarding the decisions that are being made. How should we interpret these verdicts? Sartaj Gul, in her defence, claimed she was not even present at the meeting in question and presented evidence of her whereabouts. However, as with any high-profile case in Pakistan, such claims are met with skepticism, and the political influence of the individuals involved complicates the matter further. She is attending a wedding. So, as a result of all this evidence, she says that all the evidence was presented before the court. And before this, the Court of Sargodha in 2004 had refused to accept the prosecution and the government's evidence. So, from Sartaj Gul's statement or tweet, one can gauge how the monarch is progressing with these matters in Pakistan. Now, why is the monarch doing this? Before explaining further, let me add something to support Sartaj Gul's point of view. On May 9th, 2023, I was in the United States, and I woke up around 9:30 or 10 o'clock in the morning, according to Eastern Standard Time. Since Pakistan is 9 hours ahead at that time in Pakistan, it was around 7 in the evening. Nothing happened at that time, but about a month and 4 or 5 days later, on June 13th, an FIR was filed against me. I found out that it was filed in reference to May 9th. At first I thought the FIR was filed because Moeed Pirzada had inspired people and his words had angered them, inciting them to take action. When I got the file, I was surprised to see it. It stated that a person around noon or 1 or 2 in the afternoon had gone somewhere, seen a mob causing a riot and attacking a military installation. He went near them. The man was so observant that he went near them and saw their phones. When he checked the phones, it was found that Moeed Pirzada, sitting in America, was giving instructions on how to attack the military installation. If FIRs are being filed based on such evidence, and decisions are being made on that basis, Sartaj Gul says that in the original FIR of May 9th, her name was not there. Her name was only added in the supplementary report, which came 6 months later, just like a separate FIR was filed against me after a month and 4 days. So what is happening here? What is the situation? From this, one can easily assess what is happening. Now look at this. What is the actual question that comes to our mind regarding the monarch's thinking? What message is being given here? Aurangzeb and Aurangzeb, please understand this. Those like Umar Ayub, Shibli Faraz and many others who have been sentenced, none of them, I believe, are revolutionary or rebellious figures. Whenever they faced pressure, they did what was required of them. They never really spoke much. The message being sent now is that even what they were saying before is no longer accepted. There is a way to look at it. They have been asked to behave for a while. And if they follow the sector commander's orders, they could get relief from the High Court, which is also controlled by the monarch. Because, let's be clear here, without the monarch's consent, no relief will come from either the Lahore High Court or Islamabad High Court. This is one element. Another element is the one pointed out by Dr. Hussain Nadeem, who indicates that the monarch is trying to create a new leadership for the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf movement. They are trying to build a completely new leadership, one that can move forward without Imran Khan. Anyone who does not align with General Sahib will be eliminated. A new leadership is being built here. Now notice that the sentences being handed out are not for the attack on GHQ, but for the attack on Rana Sanaulah's house. 56 people have been sentenced, with some getting 10 years and others receiving shorter or longer sentences. Rana Sanaulah's house has now become part of national security. However, from the end of 2007 to 2022, I worked in television journalism in Pakistan. I often had the opportunity to take Rana Sanaulah on TV, to talk to him, shake hands with him, and even have tea or coffee with him. Personally, I think Rana Sanaulah must be very disturbed seeing how 56 people have been sentenced in connection with the case against his house, including Umar Ayub, Shibli Faraz, and Sartaj Gill. Rana Sanaulah is a seasoned politician, and he would never want people to be sentenced in this way in such cases. This is not in his interest. Here, General Sahib is using Rana Sanaulah to bring the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz into his own cause. That is, national security, which is General Sahib's personal cause. This may be a harbinger of things to come. Some speculate that before November, Shahbaz Sharif will need a notification from General Sahib. And Shahbaz or Nawaz Sharif may want a 2-year notification, from November 2025 to November 2027. However, General Sahib wants a 5-year notification from November 2025 to November 2030. But even if it's until 2030, will things end then? Power dynamics work in such a way that when people get intoxicated with power, like the way some get intoxicated with alcohol or heroin, they can't get out of it. Power, especially this kind of unfiltered power, is an addiction. No one wants to leave a powerful position. The danger is that General Sahib will try to stay in power for as long as he can. If he becomes ill later, he plans to appoint someone from his family or a lieutenant to take over. This is the current situation in Pakistan. Many people believe that Pakistanis have developed a great understanding of things, that they now understand everything, but I don't buy into that. Yes, of course, people's understanding has increased a little, but I don't buy that. I offer you a litmus test. It's time to pull out Maulana Abul Kalam Azad's book, India Wins Freedom, and reread it. Then ask yourself whether Maulana Azad, the historian of 1300 years of Muslim history, was right, or was it Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the brilliant constitutional expert who understood things better? I also want you to comment on this, and at some point I will also share my thoughts on it. Now let's imagine a hypothetical dialogue between Jinnah and Maulana Azad in heaven, assuming both are there. What would they say to each other about the future of Pakistan, Doctor? Shahbaz Gill has done a highly persuasive job of building the case that Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, or PTI, should boycott the by-elections in Punjab. He argues that if they participate, even if they win all the seats, it will not affect Pakistan's political dynamics significantly. However, if they participate in the election and those results are rigged, PTI will legitimize a rigged election, which they should avoid. I fully agree with him. PTI should indeed boycott these by-elections. They should issue a well-thought-out historical statement about what has happened in Pakistan since February 8, 2024. Meanwhile, Dr. Shahbaz Gill also mentions that PTI should participate in the elections in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and general elections if they happen, explaining the dynamics of these elections. This is a separate discussion, but honestly, there is something I strongly doubt. PTI has worked hard, especially in Europe and America, but I feel that they lack the capacity to present their case effectively to the world. They do not have the intellectual tools to make their case in the West, which is why the world does not sympathize with them. This is something PTI's leadership has failed to understand. There's also the issue of the Indus Water Treaty. India has suspended it after the terrorist attacks in Pahalgam and has stated that they will no longer share floodwater data with Pakistan. Pakistan's Foreign Office has confirmed this, but rather than welcoming the cooperation, they condemned the manner in which India shared the information via the Indian High Commission in Islamabad. This is problematic because they failed to diplomatically acknowledge the positive development. The Foreign Office should have acknowledged the information in the context of the Indus Water Treaty channels. Despite this, India's cooperation in sharing the data about possible floods is a positive development. They have taken this step to avoid bad PR optics, especially since India's position in the international arena has been affected by Donald Trump's statements. This also signals a shift in relations between India and Pakistan on the water-sharing issue. That wraps up our translation of Moeed Pirzada's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.